Hello everybody, I want to thank you all for coming to see my speech today. Especially our virtual friend through the call, thank you. Pop art style arose in New York in the early 1960s. The lead artists focused on the realities they lived through, utilizing mass media and celebrity to create work in a field otherwise unexplored. It was one of the biggest shifts in culture of the last century and forever influenced the way we create, curate, and view art. If you look at the first three paintings I have, you'll see some of the most popular pop art movement pieces. The first one is from Roy Lichtenstein. We have the Tomato Soup Andy Warhol painting, famous, and the Marilyn Monroe Andy Warhol painting. Today I plan on informing you all on the significance of the 20th century pop art movement through discussing the socio-political aspects that are still being realized today, the influence on today's modern marketing, advertising, and branding, and the effects it's had on today's design and culture. Getting straight to my first point, one reason why this movement is so important is the socio-political aspects that were circulating. Most of the art created was a reflection of the artist desperately attempting to grapple with capitalism. Andy Warhol once said, "Making money is art, work is art, and good business is the best art." This is one of Andy Warhol's most famous business art pieces for the Coca-Cola brand. Many believe that bringing art into the product for market would be a threat to art in general. At least to the threat of the sense of high art culture. This proved to be somewhat true. The work portrayed contemporary society, so it really revealed a lot of stereotypes embedded into mass media concerning women. The following info I found on artspace.com in an article about Roy Lichtenstein, an article about an interview of him in 1963. Roy depicted men as fighter pilots and soldiers, while women would be depicted as more reliant on men and in a domestic chores personality, as you can see. It could be said that Lichtenstein depicted the sad girl way before Tumblr was around, as he often is known for his paintings of women in distress. The movement changed how any business did its ads, marketing, and branding, as many companies took directly from the pop art movement to integrate into their marketing. As you see here, we have an ad for the iPod from Apple, and then the Marilyn Monroe classic painting. It's a clear copy. Yeah, they made minimalistic changes to the work, using bright and familiar colors to bring in an audience at a glance. The art is used as a device to picture consumerism that dominated the society. The artists were interested in how imagery in the ads would manipulate the mass opinions of the public. This carries into today's societies as there's endless mediums to affect the public's opinions. The last point, and possibly the most significant reason that the movement has been so important, is the everlasting effects it's had on today's design and culture. The movement has permanently blurred the lines between high art and low culture. We see this in Japanese artist Takashi Murakami's work that is oversaturated fantasy worlds drawing inspiration from Japanese high culture. A recent release from the artist depicts very mainstream singer Billie Eilish as a vinyl doll utilizing bright pop colors. Something that the pop art movement created from the ground up is the concept that art may borrow from any source or not even look like art. This is explored from artists like Andy Warhol's soup cans, the 32 different soups, and artists like Jeff Koons' installations, like exploring everyday items such as vacuum cleaners. Today I've explained to you the significance of the 20th century pop art movement through talking about the socio-political aspects that surfaced at the time, the the way it affects today's design and cultures, as well as the effects it's had on companies' branding, advertising, and marketing. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for your time.
Good job.